What's up, subscribers? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Ideanomics stock and talking about the huge movement that we've seen recently in the share price. But first, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so that you get notifications about our future videos talking about the stock market and personal finances. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the links in the description to get your free shares of stock from Webull whenever you open and fund your account, as well as $10 of free Bitcoin from Coinbase whenever you open your account and make your first $100 purchase of cryptocurrency. So grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage of choice, and let's jump into it. The last time that I talked about Ideanomics here on my channel was a couple weeks ago, after the huge run-up that we had just recently seen in the share price. In that video, I announced that I decided to take some profits off of the table, and boy, am I definitely glad that I did that now. The past couple weeks have definitely been rough to be an Ideanomics shareholder, especially with the broader selling that's been taking place in the market. But after briefly falling under $3 per share earlier this week and reaching around $2.80 per share, Ideanomics was able to show some recovery, closing the week at around $3.20 per share. In addition to the market volatility, I believe that there are other factors that have caused Ideanomics share price to pull back over these past couple weeks. For those of you who may have just recently started to look into Ideanomics, ticker IDEX, Ideanomics is a company that helps its customers adopt commercial electric vehicles and is also focused on the next generation of fintech products. Ideanomics business is broken down into two main divisions, the Ideanomics Mobility division, with this division focused on the adoption of electric vehicles through providing group discounts to its customers on commercial electric vehicles and also providing charging solutions. And the second main division of their business is Ideanomics Capital, which is their financial business focused on developing the next generation of fintech products, including AI and blockchain. While Ideanomics is a global brand focused on providing its customers with greener solutions, everyone can agree that the company has definitely been riding the EV wave, with the share price up about 300% over the past 6 months, and Ideanomics constantly acquiring new companies in order to further grow their business. Most recently, January of this year, Ideanomics acquired Wave, which is a company focused on producing wireless solutions to EV charging. And in November of 2020, as part of Ideanomics' fintech business, they acquired Timios, a real estate escrow and title company. And with the boom in real estate that we've seen in 2020 and so far in 2021, I believe that this acquisition of Timios could potentially be huge for Ideanomics in the long term. So if Ideanomics recently announced these acquisitions that could help its business to grow substantially in the future, why are we now seeing the share price start to fall? Without a doubt, a huge component of the pullback was definitely related to the larger market sell-off. But in addition to that, acquisitions require capital, and that means shareholder dilution. And just a few weeks ago, we saw Ideanomics announce on February 8th that they needed to raise an additional $80 million via a convertible note paying 4% interest with a conversion price of $4.95 per share. And then a few days later, on February 12th, Ideanomics announced an additional share offering in the amount of 12.5 million shares, which subsequently started the sell-off in Ideanomics' share price. With Ideanomics' growth strategy centered around ongoing acquisitions, I don't believe that this is going to be the end of the shareholder dilution, as Ideanomics is likely going to need to raise additional capital in the future to further grow its business. So given the risk of ongoing shareholder dilution, how does this change my opinion about Ideanomics as an investment? For those of you who have been following my channel for a while now, you know that I have been talking about how much I love Ideanomics as a long-term investment for months here on my channel. In one of my previous videos, I explained my entire bullish thesis about Ideanomics for the long term, so I won't repeat all of that here in this video. Definitely check that out if you're interested. But although I continue to be extremely bullish about Ideanomics for the long term, in the short term, I definitely recognize when I should take some profits, which is why I decided a couple weeks ago to sell some of my shares of Ideanomics to recoup my initial principal investment. Although I still believe in Ideanomics for the long term, I believe that valuations in the stock market have gotten ridiculous overall, which is why we're now finally starting to see a pullback. Since I do still love Ideanomics as a long-term investment, the last time that I talked about it here on my channel, I said that I would consider buying some additional shares of Ideanomics if the share price pulled back to around $3 per share. But I have to be honest, because of the broader selling that we saw take place in the market over these past couple weeks, I was busy focused on picking up some shares of other companies that I really love for the long term, one of which that I've gone on record talking about a ton here on my channel, ChargePoint, and another company that I have not yet talked about. So definitely be on the lookout for a video about it in the future. But with that said, I'm definitely still watching the share price for Ideanomics very closely, and if it continues to sell off over these next few weeks, I will definitely be picking up some more shares. Moving forward, I have my eyes on March 31st, and all potential and current shareholders should as well. That's the day that Ideanomics will be providing their quarterly and full year updates. CEO Alf Poor has already announced that the expectation for Ideanomics revenue here in 2021 is far exceeding what was expected for 2020. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about these expectations, especially after the recent acquisition of Timios, which, to my knowledge, I have not yet heard Ideanomics provide any type of forward guidance for what they expect to see in revenue from that acquisition. From my own research and what's been going on in the real estate market recently, I definitely could see Timios being a huge catalyst to Ideanomics revenue. So once we receive that update from Ideanomics on March 31st about their fourth quarter results and their expectations for 2021, I'll be sure to bring that information to you guys as soon as possible and talk about what I think that means for the company going forward. What are your thoughts about Ideanomics? Are you invested in IDEX? Are you thinking about investing in this company? If you are invested in Ideanomics, did you pick up any additional shares of the company with this recent sell-off, or are you waiting to see the report that will be coming out later in March? Where do you think the share price is going in both the short term and the long term? Be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think. And while you're down there, if there are any other stocks or topics that you would like me to talk about in a future video, please feel free to comment that down below as well. As a reminder, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a certified financial planner. I'm a resident physician with an interest in personal finances and investing. Please make sure you're doing your own research before you make any financial decisions. And please be sure to smash that like button and click on the subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm and to help support my channel. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.